down. Facebook. You see my mechanical hand wave? My mechanical hand wave. Good morning, everybody. Y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in. Miss Sunshine got her booty in the camera.
And like her Facebook said, she got a whole lot of ass.
Got a whole lot of ass. So
You know what,
even
your
when I
face-
do a half ass, it's still impressive.
You know what? I am completely discombobulated with some of her posts. Completely.
But don't you get it?
Yes, I get it. I do get it. Everybody, what's going on? Y'all come on in. Come on in. Make sure you give us some thumbs up, some hearts, some smiley faces, all that
Just
good
like
stuff.
it, love it, share it. How about that?
All that good stuff.
Look, Q be doing the most.
Make sure you, I'm sorry, I'm sleep deprived at this moment. And we're about to get the show started in just a second. Show topic, off the cuff. We're just going off the cuff. We don't have no certain order. We don't have anything. We just talking. I'm scared, but we're just talking. I'm still scared.
You tag everybody.
Yes.
So while we're getting ready to go ahead and get crunk up and get started, the first song y'all gonna hear is going to be "What's It Gonna Be" by Janet Jackson and your boy Busta Rhymes. Gonna make your body wet. Yeah. Gonna make your body scream my name.
Yeah.
Y'all like that? Whatever.
I mean,
picked it. So.
I'm not a singer, so after my incident in elementary school, I stopped singing.
Do we want to know?
I'm scared of you, man.
Well, it's not bad. I was doing a solo at church, and my voice cracked in the middle of the solo.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But at least you didn't forget the words.
Yeah.
I know a lady.
And you kept going, right?
Yeah, I kept going.
Yes.
I know a lady that got in the middle of her song and forgot the words.
And did she improvise or did she just
Nah,
stop?
she said, "Woo, Lord have mercy."
So I'm assuming she was at church then.
Oh, I forgot to put the damn do not disturb on. Hello.
Do not disturb, please. Do not disturb.
Let me go ahead and put the
She put
sock
do not
on the
disturb,
doorknob.
all that good stuff. Okay, so let me see if I can share this.
There you go.
Am I-
Oh my God, what the hell? We don't want to stare at that.
Boom.
Boom. Back in the business.
Okay, do I want to?
See, that's what happens when y'all on live. Y'all get to see the behind the scenes as
Oh,
always.
my bad.
You okay?
What the hell did I
You
do?
okay?
Look.
Y'all get to see the behind the scenes stuff you don't get to hear on After Party
We
Radio.
live.
Yes. So,
Are y'all playing music? I don't hear anything.
oh,
There we go.
come down, baby, you make my love.
He's
come
singing.
down.
He said he don't sing no
Oh, yeah. Y'all don't
Why
count.
does it look like that?
Y'all like singing around family.
Alright. Look. I gotta finish drinking before I start singing.
Well, like you said, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
5 o'clock somewhere. We ready, man? Yeah, we ready. We start on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we good.
With or without.
My other co-host is always late, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm hungry. Excuse me, everybody.
Yeah, give me my crackers because I ain't had no breakfast. Give me my water. You need a cup?
No, I can't drink.
Okay, everybody. Hey, what's up? What's up? Thank you so much for watching.
yours,
Bobby,
Evan?
Vincent. Hey, man, how you doing? Miss Sunshine is watching with us. Y'all come on in. Like I said, give us some hearts, some likes and stuff, all that good stuff. And we shall return the favor by saying thank you for your appreciation and stuff. I mean, my pants was a hot ass mess, and they was already on their last
Well,
leg.
look at mine. And I've only worn them. This is the 3rd time. But I put them on and I was like, shh. Okay, I'm committed. I'm committed. It's a done. It's a wrap.
Let's try
Okay, yeah, I think it's too early for the sangria. I think I should have just gone with straight, nice, crisp Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio.
The Pinot Grigio.
The Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio.
Were you trying to say Pinot Noir?
No, I was gonna say Pinot Noir, but then I was like, no, because I wanted the white, which is the Pinot Grigio. So, but then, you know, gracias, whatever.
That is so cool. Y'all look at that. Y'all look at see what Hendrix did. Y'all see that? Y'all see our logo up there? That is so cool.
You gotta show Hendrix some love for that man right there. Mash the gas. Talk radio. We're gonna try and get raw with it today.
Oh hell.
Oh,
Y'all wanna get raw now? We getting raw today?
Why not? We off the cuff.
You know, every time we do off the cuff, we end up being very raw.
Mm-hmm.
For your sophisticated raw talk that's gonna leave you well done. And we do appreciate that shit. I had to say that.
Janet!
We got 2 poll questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess y'all have them ready right now.
Oh.
What is your favorite Janet song?
What is your favorite Janet Jackson song?
I want to know. Because, of course, you know, I was a Control girl for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Control,
Hey,
Nasty, that whole, you know.
My favorite Janet Jackson song, of course, Rope Burn, see, playing the songs, I can't never think of the titles because I'm listening to her. Of course, Together Again, If, I mean, just about anything Janet Jackson does.
Nice.
Yikes. Thank you, sir.
Yes, y'all get in there if y'all hadn't seen our poll questions already.
Oh my God.
Hit that up.
Wow. Oh. I am quite stunned by the first one because I actually thought that we're gonna get more no's than yeses. I mean, like way more no's than yeses,
Yeah,
but like
close.
almost half.
I don't even think I answered it. I think I pleaded the fifth on that one.
We got a phone call coming through.
Yeah, that's from Illinois. I don't know who that is. If it's family, sorry, can't help you.
I thought you put the do not disturb on.
I did.
Oh.
It's not. You're not gonna hear
Hey
it.
Taki,
No.
thank you for watching, Taki. Appreciate it. What is you guys' favorite Janet Jackson song? Is there a favorite Janet Jackson song you got? Of course, 1 Minute Left. Okay, so of course, you know, I Get Lonely.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm.
What's another song, Janet? I mean, like I said, anything Janet do. This is one of my
Black
favorite
Cat,
songs.
Knowledge.
Black Cat.
I would never want to listen to Janet Jackson.
Thinking About My Ex, which I talked about last week. That's a song that I try not to listen to, but it's such a jam. All For You.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Look, I honestly, whenever I was looking up, and I was trying not to go too far back, but there's a lot of music in between that, you know, really didn't hit the mainstream, right? That I'm like, you know, you just can't, my opinion, you can't go wrong with Janet. You just can't.
Countdown.
All right.
4.
Look, all up in my nose.
Yeah. All right, we got to go live, everybody. Appreciate it. Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the Mash Gas Talk Radio Show. This is your boy Q, and I am here with the MTG crew. Miss Sunshine, say hello to the people.
Hello. Oh, wow.
We are live.
Wow.
Cool to be live and in color.
Good morning.
My boy Hendrix is here with us this
Hey,
morning.
hey, what's up, y'all?
Y'all know what the deal is in most ways. She's always
Late.
late. Listen, join the conversation with us, 214-717-4827. Also, make sure you follow us right here on Facebook. Listen to us at theafterparty.com, side B. And make sure that you check out all our social media outlets. Of course, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. What else we got? Twitter. And also, visit our website, www.mashthegas.com. We got a fire show for you on today. And let's go ahead and get started. The topic today is off the cuff topics, which means that we have no show order today. We are just talking off the cuff. But before we get started, real quick, let's deal with the poll questions.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's deal with the poll questions real quick. Poll question number 1 from the desk of Q. That's me. Have you ever been a side piece? Why y'all looking at me like that?
I'll go ahead and answer. I was gonna let the lady go first, but I'll go ahead and answer. Yes, I have.
You ever been a side piece?
Knowingly and unknowingly. I've been on both sides.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
On the poll question list, it says 45% says yes, I have. 55% says hell no.
I think of that 55%. I'm thinking about half of that 55%
Didn't know.
Yeah.
Side piece.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking they didn't know they were a side piece.
Right.
So
Yeah, there's a lot of down low people out there.
And there's a whole lot of side pieces
A
out
whole
there.
lot. They don't know.
And they even made a song. You know, left home to be with my side piece.
That's what it said.
And that's old. That's a
That's
blue.
old.
That's
So,
that.
so that's not young. That's not even our age. That's somebody they 50s, 60s.
I
Talking
know.
about I left home to be with my side piece.
Or Kelly said keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know.
Well,
Right.
that's that whole R. Kelly thing. That had so many
Well, and
innuendos
then
now.
you had what was it, Shaggy? It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
What do you mean?
Even when you get busted.
It wasn't me.
So how
I don't
did
know what you saw.
So-
Telling me.
how did you find out that you was a side piece?
It was funny because she actually called me the wrong name.
No. Oh, shit, no. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
See, you know, but see, those are strangling things. You know, how do you keep your composure when somebody that you liking or you didn't call you somebody else?
Yeah. Well, see, I played it cool. You know, I didn't pay no mind to it. I was like, okay. I didn't show any kind of reaction. I was like, that's interesting. So I was like, okay. And, you know, gathered my things up and I left. So, you know, you kind of keep it calm and keep it cool and just leave them. To me, if you show the reaction and you blow up, that gives them a certain type of clarity. They know they did wrong. But if you leave without any reaction and you tell them what they did and you know and there's no reaction, they always looking over their shoulder. Because if you don't know me, I'm very vindictive.
Yeah.
I'm very vindictive.
I'm beginning to think that water signs in general,
Tell you.
it's like, you know what? Maybe I slashed your tires. Maybe I didn't.
Now, 'cause
Why you gotta say it like
yeah,
that?
see, you know.
Maybe I busted your window.
No,
Maybe I didn't.
no. See, you can't mess with the car.
Maybe I threw some.
Bleach on your clothes. Maybe I
didn't.
Maybe I put some sugar in your tank. Maybe I did. I don't know. You know, for me, I found out I was a side piece when her husband called me.
Oh,
I was like, who is this? And he told me his name and was like, you know, you and my wife, you know, y'all been talking a lot. I checked her cell phone records. I checked this, I checked that. And it seems to me that y'all got something else going on. So, man to man, can you tell me what's up? And I was like, well, man to man, you already know what's up. So how much more do I need to explain?
Right.
You know, and so me, I'm going to always be the type of person You know, I will admit to something, but if you don't have clarity in your question, then I'm not going to say anything. I'm gonna be like, well, you know, I mean, whatever you think, you know, because you know, if you don't have the concrete proof, nobody can really do anything about it.
Right.
Really, you got to have concrete proof. But let's move on to the next poll question, real quick.
Wait, no. Before we do that.
Okay.
Because you know, there's two sides. You ask knowingly or unknowingly. So
Right.
that's the unknowingly side.
Ooh.
So we got to make sure we talk about the knowingly side.
Because there are men and women out there who, you know what?
They
that's their zone. They're comfortable with it, and you know what? I respect that. There's you know, the significant other who is very well aware. Now they may not be cool with it, but they ain't doing anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, and then too, you have people that are having a lot more open relationships. You know, nowadays. You know,
True.
I was looking at a movie. It's a Marvel movie, Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I love
love
Jessica
Jones.
So
Yes.
you know that one. When the new season is out now, and so I'm already on episode 3.
Oh damn!
I'm already on 3,
Look, I'm behind.
and I'm not gonna really tell too much. But in the sitcom, what happened was is that the husband of her former lover, you know, the attorney, you know,
Right.
she's a lesbian, and so she was dating this lady or whatever the case it is, and then she said she broke her heart. Long story short, she got with this dude, and so she was like, you know, where you gonna tell him you been? She was like, I'm gonna tell him I've been with you, and she was like, well, I got to deal with another angry angry husband, and she was like, no, we just chill like that. And you remember when we first started the show, when we talked about Cheaters and Side Pieces, which is one of our best shows, actually.
Yeah.
Cheaters and Side Pieces. I admit, at one point in time in my life, that's what I preferred to be.
Mhm.
Because
There's no commitment.
no commitment. You come over, and you gone about your business. You ain't got to call me. You got to talk to me. You know, you go back home. But then again, as you grow, you learn. And after I received a couple of phone calls, I decided to leave people alone, start getting stopped by the police and shit. But you know, that's a whole different kind of situation. But I mean, you know, so the thing is, you know, if you are a side piece or whatever the case it is, I can't tell you what to do with your body. But you know, find your own peace, I guess. Should I say that? Is that appropriate to say?
Find your own peace, like PEACE, or find your own
PIECE.
Wow.
Find your own peace.
You got to ask for clarity. You got to ask for clarity.
Because if you don't find your own peace, you're going to mess up your PEACE.
Right.
Let's move on real quick. Let's talk the next poll question real quick from Modesta Q. That's me. Should deadbeat parents be placed on child support if said parent is raising someone else's kids? 86% says yes, they should. 14% says no, they shouldn't. Actually, I hate that Mo's not here right now because Mo actually said no. So I can kind of gauge maybe what she was talking about, but just to clarify, what I was saying is, for example, you have a young lady or a young man or whatever, they have children, they boo up with somebody else, and they take care of their kids, the person's kids that they're with, but they neglect their own kids. Should that person be placed on child support if mama or daddy say, you know what, I need the support too, I need the help too, you know, should they put that person on child support?
Well, if they weren't supporting the child before, you know, I'd be done with it. But I mean, I've been on, you know, multiple sides of child support, and you know what? It is what it is. Either I get it or I don't. I don't trip. Because in the end of the day, that child support doesn't go anywhere. And that interest builds up. And like I said before, my child is 21 years old and I am still getting child support. And I will probably still be getting child support when my grandchildren come. So I'm like, you know what? That's all on you. Don't pay it now. Pay it now, pay it later.
Was that more that just walked by the door?
No,
Oh, no,
it was not.
So if you have been issued child support, pay it. Because if you don't,
you gonna be paying it later.
Yeah.
Or you gonna go to
It
jail.
will. It will catch up to you. And you know what? My ex, he did. I know he went to jail at least 3 or 4 times for non-payment.
You know what? And to the fellas out there, I will tell you this: if you have just a slight inkling that the woman will put you on child support, go ahead and do it.
Go do it yourself.
Go do it yourself.
Mhm.
Go do it yourself and be done with it. That's the easiest way to do it, and it's gonna cost you less in the long run.
There's a lot of things to be said about that because judges actually respect those men more
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like they are doing their job, and they, it's less likely to be seen as you being a deadbeat dad,
Mm-hmm.
and basically the courts will side with the mother inevitably on everything. But if you are up front, if you are coming forth, and let's say the mama's tripping
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because she don't want to give you visitation, the judge will be like, "Psh, hold up, this man paid all his child support and you ain't letting him visit, I'm gonna put you in jail."
Mhm.
Because some women will use child support, and I understand the need for it. I do. However, some women will use it as a tool of vindication and to get back at the father of the child.
Absolutely.
And
I
they will
agree.
use that, and it's pretty much putting strings on the kids. And it's like, why are you doing that?
Right.
Mhm.
I never understood that. That's why I say, fellas, I have several cousins that have been in that situation, and they went ahead and put themselves on child support. Mother was trying to get increases and
Oh yeah.
yada yada
and
yada.
they'll be like, no,
No. And the judge was like, no,
you good.
nope. Nope, nope, nope.
And get that DNA test.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
it's-
most time it's required now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many, and I think I may have read somewhere like, if you're married over a certain amount of time, was it 5 years?
Yeah, they won't require it.
They won't require it at the moment because if let's say if said child doesn't belong to the father or whatever case it is, because the child was in the marriage, the dad or supposed dad is required to pay that child support.
Mhm.
So get that DNA test done. There are a lot of
Amen.
guys out here that are
Look,
taking care of children that they are really not for sure that they are theirs.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm
look,
going to
there's
say,
grown people out here that
Don't know
finding out that their daddy ain't their daddy.
what?
Grown.
I was looking at some show. Well, I guess I just be watching TV at work because it's really ain't too much not to do. But I was looking at this show where this guy was a private eye, and he caught up with this dude that that he was investigating, and the dude didn't think that he had anything on him because he was just a family guy. He had a rap sheet, but he was a family guy. But the rap sheet didn't bother him. But the moment that the investigator found out that his son wasn't his, and his son was 15 years old, and he threatened to tell his son about his paternity, that's when he broke. So you have to be diligent to get these results done, and make sure that be diligent. To me, I just think that any guys, best you can. If the mama is not cooperating or whatever the case it is, I will hunt her behind down. If I see the child, I get a good swab, cut the hair, something.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing: make sure whatever you do for that child, make sure you keep your receipts, fellas.
Keep your receipts.
Keep your receipts.
No cash transactions.
No cash.
Nope. Money order, check, cashier's check, no cash transactions.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stress that enough.
I mean, if you're gonna cash app, that's cool. With Zelle, you can do that, but
You
you
need to
have to
have a
have
paper
some
trail.
paper trail for it. And
Right.
speaking about that, this weekend is Father's Day weekend.
Happy
Amen.
Father's Day.
So happy Father's
Yeah,
Day
happy
to
Father's Day.
fathers.
'Cause,
So
yeah, there are some really good men out there that
Absolutely.
are doing their part and struggling against the baby mama to do their
Mhm.
part.
yeah, and
It's a struggle, y'all.
And I just wanna wonder. I just have this curiosity. Why is it that women, single women, want to claim Mother's Day and Father's Day? I just don't understand that.
Go ahead, Miss Sunshine.
Well, I can tell you in my youth,
uh-huh.
and literally getting no support,
Mm-hmm.
And when I say no support, I mean help from the father, then yeah, I was doing it all.
And I get
I was
that.
doing it all.
I get that. I commend that.
And yeah, so yeah.
And you
But
know,
I mean, did I expect presents or cards on Father's? No.
yeah.
No.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. The ones
It was
that-
more a pat on the back to myself because you're sorry behind ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
that I totally get.
And
That
and
I
if you writing a
understand.
check and you paying child support, I'm sorry. That is not support. Your child needs your involvement in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional support is the most is the greatest thing, you know, besides any finance. Of course,
Right.
finances
Mhm.
go a long way,
Oh, that help.
but you know,
But
emotional
I
support.
honestly, I would have preferred more involvement with the children than the money.
You know, and I guess maybe that's why a lot of single mothers say that. It's because it's more of a financial thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I'm not saying that emotionally a child wouldn't be set, but if, let's say for example, if a child grows up without his or her father, it's always that half of them that's missing. They'll
Mhm.
always grow up trying to find out the other half, the other side
Mhm.
to what's going
It's
on.
a void. It's a hole.
Right.
And I understand all that. However, which day comes first, Mother's Day or Father's Day?
Mother's Days in May.
Understand?
Mother's Day always comes first. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. This is like the way I liken it is to a guy taking credit for being a veteran when all he did was go get registered for the draft. And you taking credit for Veterans Day when you didn't like there. I get that mothers do both sides because you know we always talk about the mothers that do both sides, but there are a lot of single fathers out there that
Right.
do both roles as well.
Absolutely.
right.
And
But you don't
I
see
give
them
them
jumping.
mad props.
Yeah, and everybody gives them mad props, but they're not blasting it out for everybody because Mother's Day is for the mothers.
Mhm.
And if you are a mother, celebrate that fact.
Right.
Father Day
right.
is for the fathers. And being a father is not just birthing a child.
Right.
It's more than you donating your sperm to create a child. There's
Right.
more to it than that. So
Right.
if you're a deadbeat dad, you shouldn't be celebrating Father's Day anyway.
Nope.
Well, you know, my
There's a lot of fathers out there who are not their children's natural father.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That absolutely.
You know, my sister said something to me the other day. We were talking about Father's Day, and she said, you know, even though, you know, he's not there like I would like him to be, I am going to still have my kids acknowledge him.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know, but at first I was like, well, why would you do that? But then I took another think about it, and I was like, because that's their dad.
Mhm.
You know, and just like Hendrix was saying, you know, I think when it comes to something like that, you know, women have to be, you know, cognizant that, you know, the mechanics of a man
Mm-hmm.
is what, you know, I think sometimes lacks because again, you know, when he starts going through puberty, you got to learn how to hold it. He got to learn how to feel what's going on with
Okay.
his body.
I'm sorry. I can.
Yeah. You're off the cuff today. I ain't talking about holding for your pleasure. I'm talking about his release.
Come on now. Really?
I'm just saying.
Look, I ain't even coming at my child like that. That's wrong. But
I'm just saying.
But I mean, you know, my son didn't learn, you know, by watching his dad go to the bathroom.
You know, I
Look,
always,
it was me in there telling him, listen, this is what you do.
you know, and I applaud the mothers who, if their children's father is not in their lives, especially, but we always say especially boys, but I say especially girls.
Oh, no, because girls need their
Girls
father.
need their dad.
Look,
you know, period.
The worst
Yeah.
thing in this world, and I know from experience, is a daddy's girl with no daddy.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the thing is that, you know, as best you can provide male role models for your kids, you know.
But you can't trust everybody these days with your children.
But you know what? Let me tell you.
Mm-mm.
A good male role model don't have to be in your child's life individually, as far as, you know, like a godparent would do. For example, my uncles used to take us shooting in the woods, and it just wasn't me. It was me and my cousins too, you know, whose dad wasn't in their lives as well. We went to the woods, we went shooting. My mama didn't know, but she knows now. We went shooting, you know. My uncle took us to the back, put us on the back of the pickup truck. We went cut people's yards. You know, we learned how to do stuff like that. And so, you know, I always believe that wherever we can get a good positive role model, you know, for our kids, whether it's a big sister, big brother type situation, you know, it'll definitely help. It won't fill the void, but what it will do, it will give them a sense of identity on knowing what kind of man or woman they want to be.
Right.
You know,
And
Well, that's why it's also important to gauge who it is that you bring into your children's lives, bring into your own life.
watch who you have your children by.
And the other thing is that mothers, I'm sorry, but if you have a son, there are certain things that you will not know about until they are older. There are certain events that you will never know about until they're older. Like you said, your uncles will take you out to the woods and go shooting, or you know, your grandfather take you out and teach you how to smoke a pipe and roll tobacco.
Yeah.
Or,
Drink your first beer.
yeah, drinking your first beer.
But I'm sorry. Now I'm starting to feel a little weird because
No.
I did all that.
No,
Look, I used to pop that beer can open, and by the time it got to my dad, it was all gone.
Man, my
I'm like,
mom
you want to
was
bring me another
sick.
one now?
but
I'll give him no more of that beer. Uncle John, get that beer for him. Let me get this.
but there's certain aspects.
I was a tomboy though, so.
Yeah, but there's certain aspects of being a little boy that you have to experience. And no, moms are not. It's not your place to know. If they're safe and they're with somebody you trust, there are certain events that you will not know about. Like I said, like shooting. Like I shot my first 12 gauge when I was like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
And after that I was like, but now I got a gun collection, so but no, but it was like, no, you know, the first time, you know, my uncle was like, okay, this is what you do. And then he was like, hold it up against your body, pull the trigger. Because he didn't want me putting it on my shoulder. Hold it up against your body and just pull the trigger. Knocked me on my butt.
How far did you go back?
Yeah, it knocked me on my butt. And then when going out with my dad and shooting guns, my dad wouldn't, he was like, no, 12 gauge is too much. Now get you a little, you know, 22, a 380, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, 8, 9 years old, the 12 gauge was too much. Knocked me on my butt. But, however, it taught me to respect it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, damn, that did that
I
to
almost
me.
think that's a different generation though, because again, being the tomboy that I was growing up, I mean, we did that on a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, our very first, you know, BB guns, I think we got when we were, you know,
We weren't
between
even allowed to
7 and
use BBs. We had to have pellets.
Really?
We had to have pellets because
Well, the pellet gun
The
came
pellet
a little
gun
bit
was
later,
it's
worse.
but
I
yeah,
know.
because
we couldn't have BBs because the thing was BBs ricochet too easy.
true.
And so the thing was that my uncle was like, go put them BBs up, go get in and bring me them pellets.
Right.
And so pellets was, you know, we go shoot those squirrels,
Yeah.
or shoot those birds, or the people who
my
houses
brother.
way down there.
shoot the
shooting
bunny
turkeys.
rabbit on Easter.
Yeah, we shot the people turkeys and all kind of stuff. You know, we stuck to them. You know, and that's how I learned. Like, okay, this isn't something that you do not play with,
Right.
Because it causes harm. You know, and so that's kind of how I learned. You know,
And
that's
then the other thing, like, did you ever build clubhouses?
Absolutely.
I tore them down.
Oh my
You tore 'em
gosh.
down?
I tore them down.
Oh, man.
I was a horrible child. I
Oh
would,
my God.
you know, people would be building tree houses, and my uncle would be like, "Go knock that thing down," because there be certain neighbors you didn't
Oh
like.
my gosh.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. You know, we
We
just
got
started
5
doing
minutes
it.
left.
We got 5 minutes. Okay, real quick. We spent a lot of time on poll question.
I know, right?
So what y'all want to talk about? It's off the cuff. So I know
But we
everybody
only
waiting
got
to
5 minutes. We gonna get in depth on something else. What?
Yeah, because we can just spill it on over to the next segment.
You know what? I want to talk about This Is Us.
I can't help you there because I don't watch that.
Okay.
What's this is
Go
us?
ahead.
What is that?
It's look.
Yeah,
It's a show. It's real popular. I don't watch it.
Yeah, well, it's a documentary on Netflix about Central Park 5.
Oh no. That's When They See Us.
I'm sorry,
When
When
They
Okay,
They
See
See
we
Us.
can talk about When They See
When
Us.
They See
Look,
Us.
I watched that.
Yeah, I get my titles wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, When They See Us.
Let me speak.
And yeah, so what I want everybody to understand, this is a documentary. It's a movie.
It's a docudrama
Yeah, it's a docudrama.
because it's episodes.
Right. And again, not knowing the specifics. However, when you see these things, understand that what you see on TV is not what happened verbatim. And people be thinking like, oh, and it is not what happened verbatim. Okay? And these
That's
people-
what makes it a docudrama. It's
Right.
based on on facts, but it's got flair.
Right. And they have cinematic effects
Mm-hmm.
to dramatize
But
it.
I tell you what,
I mean, what they do in the movie.
either way,
I don't want to give it away.
because you it's a must see.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yes,
on
Okay,
Netflix.
so I may
I don't
watch
want to give it
tomorrow.
away for anybody that has not
Ava
watched.
D be doing it.
Yeah.
Who?
Ava D. DuVernay.
Oh yeah, Ava.
We tight like that. So Ava D. she is on one.
Speaking of Ava D, have y'all seen the actual previews to Queen Sugar? You don't watch it, right? Oh my God! Let me tell you.
I can't even.
She wrote a book
hmm
about her family secrets,
Right. I remember the premise of it.
and so her entire family are now about to go to blows with her because she's letting out all their secrets, all their dirt, to the point where it brings back people from people's past,
Mm.
ex-boyfriends, and all
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
On the real though, if we dig into our families, we can all be writing books and television shows and oh yeah.
I don't know if I wanted my family secrets coming out because there'd be a whole lot of shit.
Look, I mean,
I'm keeping my
I
secrets.
know my life started to become traumatized very young, but whenever I hit my 20s and found out that my grandmother had a previous relationship in which my first auntie was born, and she was not married, I was like, because she looked just like my granddaddy,
Mhm.
and I was
Wow.
like, she's not. What?
Yeah.
What happened? I'm like, I'm almost 30 years old and I'm finding out stuff and I'm like, wow.
But that's why you think we have all this DNA testing going on nowadays. 'Cause it's not like it's new.
Right.
But you know what? I mean, and to give my grandmother and my grandparents some respect, my grandmother was married previously.
Gotcha.
So, but I didn't find that out until after she had passed away. I was like, she was actually married? I thought it was just a thing that happened. I was like, no, she was, oh my gosh, my grandfather was not her first love.
hmm
My-
And then you had your grandparents that, somebody's grandparents become widowed. Now, for us, it'll be our grandparents. And then they had that special friend.
Special
Special
friend.
friends.
Yeah.
Love.
You know what it is.
I don't even want to
As
think about it.
growing up, I didn't understand it.
Wow.
But I was just like, oh, that's just a buddy, Because when you in like middle school and you see older people that are having friends that are male and female, it doesn't click in your head till you get about 15, 16
Right.
years. Then you're like, oh, I know what grandma, granddad doing now. That's your special friend.
All right. Well, since we going to break now, let's
Yeah.
bring in our
it
Secret
break
Love.
time?
Secret Love, Kelly
Yeah.
Price, and Everything by Mary J. Blige. We're gonna take our first break.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Cheers.
Special friend.
Now,
Yeah.
now where is Mo Swag?
I don't know, but you need to call because I guess it's just gonna be a 3-peat today. Did she say she was not gonna be here?
No, she didn't say that, but she got me playing Kelly Price and shit.
I want to touch on what y'all was saying, because I get treated like a deadbeat because, like, because I put one of the dudes, I put myself on child support, and, like, it was a time where I had 2 jobs, and, like, they was pulling from both jobs, so she was getting
Right.
double child support.
And see, that's messed up. I think that's messed up because I'm sorry, and a lot of people don't realize this, but men and child support, depending on their income, that could be their life.
Yeah.
And so they go and get a second job just so they can provide for themselves.
No, I wasn't sure about it because I was making good money at the time. Like
Right.
I didn't make no complaints. They was putting out. But when I lost that second job,
Then they expected that other money.
that's when she started acting different to me. And then like now, like you know, I'm doing temp work because like you know
Yeah,
I just got out of school. And like she won't even let me see my son right
Oh,
now. Like,
hell no.
That's what I'm
Hell
talking
no.
about.
Yeah.
That's a woman's
No,
scorn.
no,
That is
no.
a woman's
Like
scorn.
Look,
every time
and-
I ask to see my kid, like
No, you don't even ask. You tell. See, this is the other thing that people make mistakes on.
Troy
Look,
Hogan,
it's-
hey
it's
Troy,
your
thanks for
weekend.
watching.
It's your weekend. I'll be
You ready
there
to
at
come to
6
your
o'clock
shop,
to
man?
pick
Let
him
us
up.
know.
Period. She want to argue? Hello, police. I'm here to pick up my child, and she ain't
Actually, what
listening
you
to.
what you do is document it and then
Yeah.
take it to the judge.
I
You
would.
document every time
Is
she
that-
doesn't let you.
I got
Nah.
regular text messages where she didn't reply. Like the first time she replied to me this year, because I didn't see my son until his kindergarten graduation
Oh no.
3 weeks ago. That was the first time I seen him in 2019.
See, that kind
Wow.
of shit,
and like
that
I've
makes
been,
my blood boil.
and then, like I've been trying to like see my son because like we doing a cookout at my house tomorrow. All my brother friends coming over. They bringing their kids. I was telling her, she was like, "No, we got something to do this weekend." I'm just
Nah.
like,
No, it's Father's Day
Father's
weekend.
Day weekend. You're
Wow,
supposed to
it's a
have
holiday.
them any day.
Every
That's
Father's
crazy.
Day weekend, a child should be with their father.
Absolutely.
Period. Look,
Yeah, it's
What's
crazy
this chick
as
saying?
hell.
Give me her number.
No.
For real.
So what you do is make
Look.
sure you document
I
this,
ain't playing.
and honestly, take it to the court.
Yeah.
Put the people in the
Drag her to
life.
court.
Don't stress it. Don't stress out about it because she's not following the order of the child support because it's responsibilities
Miss
on both
Johnson,
sides.
I brought
So,
in
Make sure you document it.
Some
have
flip-flops
everything
and
printed
sangria.
out, and then for the judge and say,
It's
here you
almost
go.
gone.
Because you can actually request a hearing for child support.
Yeah.
You can request it. So you do your
Troy.
thing
Good
and make
morning.
sure
Good
you
morning. Yes, we're
request
talking
it
about
and let them
Miss
know. Look,
Ava D and
I've been trying to see
Queen
my
Sugar.
son, and
Sugar. I
after
started to
this,
say
with-
Sugar Queen,
with not
but I knew
having
that wasn't right.
not seeing him for Father's Day, and you put all this out there. So even today, make sure you text her. Hey, look, I was just checking again. I want to pick my kid up. Da 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 da. Send it a text message. This way you had that documentation because when it comes back,
that makes
they
me
can check
hot.
the phone records and see she didn't reply. There was no calls, nothing. That falls on her, dude. Just put the people in the line. Don't stress out about it.
Make sure
last
you
text she replied to me was because she was like, he need like summer clothes, and I was like, okay, cool. When I get some money, I'll get it.
Mhm.
And I was
No,
like,
no. Better yet,
Bring
I'll
them
take
to
him
me.
shopping.
Right.
Yeah,
Bring
I'll
him to me. I'll
Absolutely.
take him
I
shopping.
told her like, when can I pick him up?
I can
You
take
know,
it.
I
so
take
I
him
can,
shopping.
bring the, so
Look,
I can
that-
let him pick
no.
up his own stuff. She just texted me back the sizes and everything.
No.
What?
You done pissed me
I
off.
mean, my thing
You done
is,
pissed me
and that's
off.
bonding
If
time.
you out there
need
doing
to-
that kind of mess as a female, you are dead wrong.
Absolutely.
Dead wrong.
Absolutely.
Your child, I don't care whether he paying right now or not. If he requests to see that child, you better let him see him.
Absolutely.
Unless he's some kind of pedophile, then that's a whole nother issue. You better call CPS.
Like my son was so happy to see me when I went to his graduation.
Look,
He
I'm
didn't
so
see me all
mad.
year.
I'm so
Yeah.
mad.
We went to like the putt after party thing after that,
Yeah.
and you know the whole time he was on my side.
Yeah.
He was like, "Come on,
Because
man,
you're
let's-"
dad.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah,
dad.
you're a dad,
doing what you're
absolutely.
supposed to. Yeah.
And let me tell you, then too, you know, when you communicating with her, you know, you decide to do that, you know, on this text message, you send her, say, listen, I really want to see my son for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not even a want. I need you to meet me at XYZ. I'm tired of this mess. I'm tired of this mess.
Well, see, you
Tired.
gotta understand something though. He is a black male, and you cannot be too aggressive via text.
Well, not right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now. Yeah.
You got.
That's
you
why
gotta
I
play
said,
it
give me
cool.
her name, give me her number. I'll hit this.
You gotta play it cool right now.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
play it cool. I
Look,
might be pissed, but play it cool, and then have documentation. Take her ass to court, dude.
Mhm.
Put the people in her life. Be done with it.
Because my
Right.
thing is if especially if you are paying child support, you know, judges get irritated with fathers who don't try to see their kids.
Right.
You
yes.
see what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
you know, you do the best that you can, you know, send her the correspondence or whatever the case is, and if she can't do right, let me tell you, you go on down there to the child support office and say, look, I came down here and put myself on child support so I can support my son emotionally and financially. Judge gonna have something to say about that because you're like, well, what you doing down there? Well, you won't let me see my son, so I gotta do the same thing.
Right.
Because you would do it to me if I didn't even try
Now
to do
this
it.
is this is something else that
Oh
bothers
wait, we
me.
gotta chill because we gotta come back from break.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, we gotta come back from break. So, oh yeah,
What time did you come back from break though?
6
Well,
minutes.
yeah, 6 minutes,
46.
No, but
45.
1 minute.
We got
Okay.
one- I know
We got
it's
1
one.
minute. No, that just boy.
Miss Peaches said, make sure you keep all your receipts.
Look, give me her name and number and
Miss Peaches
address.
said, give me her
Look,
name and her
you gonna-
address.
See?
we gonna Mothers United. We gonna go unite her behind right now. Light it
Absolutely.
up. Oh look, this
It's
makes
wrong.
me so angry.
It's absolutely wrong. You don't
so
do your children
angry.
like that.
Oh look, I need water in my
And
life.
what she
now.
don't understand is that as his child grows up, his child would resent her.
She's gonna resent her.
Her.
Yeah, that's how
You don't
I'm
keep
gonna
you don't
resent
keep a little boy from his daddy now. That's just wrong now. That's horrible. Don't do that. That's some bullshit. That's just bullshit to me. You don't do that.
And see, this is what you get, Facebook. Y'all get the behind the scenes.
Look,
10 seconds.
Okay, he counted
Look.
us down.
She just mad because she gotta get her toes done once a month instead of twice a month.
Sorry.
Sorry, y'all.
I need women to stop this.
Y'all
craziness,
listen to
madness.
Mary J. Blige, Everything.
All right.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Again, this is your boy Q with the MTG crew. Welcome back to the show. Listen, again, thank you so much for the After Party Radio Side B. Listen to all of our listeners out there in Radio Land. We sure appreciate you guys listening to us. Bonsoir to our listeners and friends and everywhere in the world. Again, if you want to be a part of this conversation, you can reply to us on Facebook or give us a call, 214-717-4827. Again, we off the cuff today, so we don't have a specific show.
And for those that are listening on the air on the After Party Radio app, make sure you check out our Facebook page because there was a whole behind the scenes conversation that you would definitely want to see
Yes.
and be a part of. So
Look,
check
I
out our
still-
Facebook page or
I gotta
YouTube.
calm
Or,
myself down.
yeah,
Find my Zen place.
yeah. So you'll actually see that it was very intense.
We just got through listening to Everybody's Secret Love by Kelly Price and Everything by Mary J. Blige. Again, we off the cuff. Are we switching subjects now? Or because I think I got something I want to talk about.
Okay, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay, I want to talk about gentrification.
Yes.
I am from Highland Hills, which is more of a now a suburb of Dallas, but south of Dallas, going towards Hutchins, Texas, heading towards Houston, but of course not that far.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have noticed in South Dallas, which is to my left, is right on over here by Fair Park, going back towards I-30, it extends as far as I-45 all the way down. I'm noticing people purchase properties that are currently owned by elderly people or people that can no longer afford the taxes or how to keep up their houses.
Reverse mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a slick way.
That's
of
a setup
people-
from the devil.
It's
So
a very
serious.
slick way of people taking your property prior to your death. Yes, it will ease your financial responsibilities, but what are they going to do with that after you pass?
And another thing that you bring up is cool point. Another thing is when our let's say our grandparents, great grandparents, and so forth, they work their butts off to keep the land and houses that they have for our sake and for our children. And when it gets to us, seem like our generation, we just don't care. We don't pay the taxes. We don't take care of the house. We just let the house go away. And so somebody comes into the neighborhood, whether of a different ethnicity. What I'm seeing now is a lot of Hispanics,
Mhm.
a lot of Latin people moving into Highland Hills now. And what they're doing, they're taking these houses and making them, they're restoring them, and they're just gorgeous. And the city would sell the houses to them for $25,000.
And then they'll turn around and sell it for like $150,000,
Yes.
$160,000.
Yes. So I wanted to get y'all's opinion on, is gentrification a good thing for our communities? Or is it, because they are fixing up communities at the same time, or is it something for example, that our people, let's specifically speaking, black people, should be concerned about?
I don't think the concern so much should be with the building of the uprising or whatever you want to call it, of bettering the community.
Okay.
Because I just feel like, you know what, maybe you should step your game up.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are comfortable and it's like, you know what, I'm getting by and I'm good with that. Well, why don't you not be good with just getting by and step it up?
Right.
Do better.
And
You know what? So that whenever your neighborhood becomes unaffordable to you, you don't have to move. You can actually grow with it.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right. And I think a lot of it is the fact that as a black community, we are not ones, like, for whatever reason, we do not unite as a family unit. Because most families will tell their kids, well, you just finished college, go ahead and move back home, get you a job, stack up some money, and then you move out on your own. Like, before your child moves out on their own, yes, they're 18, yes, they're an adult, yes, they may go away to college or something. But that child, before they move out the house, they should probably have 15 to 20 grand in a bank account before they step out. This is what these other families are doing. They're all living together and they're staying in their space. They're having one mortgage. They're all chipping in on the bills. So they're all saving money so they can all step out eventually on their own. This is how they're able to buy these properties cheap, and whether they invest in them and flip them or they actually live in them, either way, they're building wealth.
Right.
Right.
And
right.
that's the lack. That's what the black community is lacking. Not building wealth. Not saying that nobody does it, but as a whole, if you look at any other community, you look at
the
Asians,
Hispanic, the Asian,
Hispanics, they build up their community. They have stores and things that are just for them. And what trips me out is, how can we have this is Texas.
Mm-hmm.
How can we have a Korean church that rivals the size of the mega black churches that we have here in the DFW area, and yet when you look out, like, I rarely see any Koreans out and about anywhere. They own their hustle, they own their grind.
Right.
They may party here and there. You may have a few here and there, but they're not the ones that make up the biggest population of the clubs.
No.
That's us.
And let me tell you one thing about Asian people is that they know their laws.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think another reason is because my grandmother was
Lack of
born.
education.
Lack of education, but also fear.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember my grandmother telling us a story about her grandfather. They owned such a huge piece of property. I think it was like 30 acres. And he could not read. And he signed away the land because he did not know.
Right.
And so when she finally got her own land, it was like, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that, or whatever the case it is, because I don't want nobody to come take my house. See, there are certain programs that are designed to help, but there are also certain programs that are designed to take.
Right.
And so I think that, once we get to a mindset, like, for example, I love Habitat for Humanities.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Habitat for Humanities, because Habitat for Humanities, if you are over a certain age, you can get different products for your home. Paint, doorknobs, you can get window shades, window blinds, anything that you need at minimal to no cost. All you have to do is not only just provide that you are the owner of this home, but proof of your age. And you can go and you can pick out things that you need to keep the value up.
Right. And this is where staying at home, don't kick your child out the house when they turn 18. Make sure that they're set up for success. And as you're doing that, yeah, they have to pay bills. Yes, they have to chip in. Absolutely. But what happens is, you get, not only do the parents, because you have to continue to learn. So the parents get educated on the new laws, new regulations that are out there. Then the child also gets educated. Take it as educating the family unit, not, oh, my child don't think I'm dumb because I don't know X, Y. No.
Yeah.
You allow that child to help you learn something. Because you're going to ask them how to help you use your social media account.
Well, now
and your
here,
phones and
Right.
TVs and stuff.
here,
Everybody
Right.
can do
here
that.
I think is a problem. And again, you know, I'm gonna be Mo for a second. You have these teenage mothers having children,
Mm-hmm.
and you know they trying to grow up, their children trying to grow up, and they trying to grow up together, not really as parent-child, but as siblings.
Yeah.
Brother, sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have this experience with my older children, and there was a lack of respect because the grandparents came in and would disrespect whatever ground rules I laid down, which happened to be the same ground rules that
That they
I
had for
with-
you?
For me.
Yeah.
Go figure that one. But anyway, neither here nor there. So now those children find they have disrespect for me. You're not gonna disrespect me in my house. You got to go. So therefore, that's where my children,
Right.
and I'm speaking from my personal experience, but this is probably the other experience from other parents as well. You know what? You can't respect my house. You can't live here.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
bye.
Right. And
You
see,
know what? How am I gonna do this? I'm sorry. You can't respect my house. I gave you a choice.
right.
You don't
Absolutely.
like it? Bye.
And that's where you gotta let them go out there and bump their head and humble themselves.
Well, my children ain't learned how to bump their head because grandparents still babying their ass.
And-
That's a whole other story. Okay.
And see, that's where
I'm not
again
sensitive about that at all.
we have to come together as a family unit. All generations have to do it for the betterment of the family.
Right?
Because I know for a fact, like on my mom's side, we got like, I don't know, like 70, 80 acres out in Louisiana that, yeah, is not going anywhere. Like somebody wants to sell, like the way the will was set up is that the land has to be sold and
Back into the
everybody,
family?
right, no, everybody has to sign off on it.
There you go.
All the kids. So if the kid is not the original child is not represented, then their children have to all sign off on their behalf. And so it's like, yeah, ain't nobody selling that land. You want to be bought out? You want your cut of the money? You know what the value is? Okay, fine. We can give you your cut of the money. Bye. But when it comes time to do something, or when the value goes up or anything, no, you're not getting the cut. And nobody's sold out. And then, you know, on my mom's side, they got 12 kids. They
Wow.
had 12 kids, and I think it's
That's a
like,
lot of children.
yeah, it's like 38 grandkids. So, yeah. So nobody sold out. And everybody's like, no, we get it. But then again, that's where generational knowledge has to be passed down, because the property line, I hadn't been down there in like 5 years.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We got a phone call.
Phone call.
I cut that
All
out
right.
there.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to the Mansion Gas Talk Radio Show. This your boy Q. Who's speaking on the line today?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear us? Okay, can you hear us now? Is that better?
Nah, not really.
I can hear you better.
Yeah, we can hear you real good.
Alright, well, I spoke with Kiki Private that I think I spoke to her about 3 or 4, let's say like 6 months ago when I was college. She told me that I was saying about Coco Buddy, like, well, I was better than you, and I was just upset with that.
Yeah.
Alright, that's what's up. Well, it's the most stuff on that now. I talked about we opened up a company a couple years ago. We doing real good overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, and we want to, you know, let y'all know what's going on, see if y'all can put the little program director, and see if we can get something going in Dallas. Reason being is because we're growing up in another country right now, and I don't want to take it out of credit, because people say that Dallas don't show that people love, and
Right?
I've been doing it like 20-something years in Dallas. I did what's going to come 2 years ago, you know, real good, so I wanted to like sit down with y'all and have a meeting and see if we can come over here.
Okay.
Absolutely, bro. Do us a favor, man. Visit our website, man, at matchthegas.com. And then scroll down. There's some info at the bottom. It says send us a message. Send us your information, man. And what we'll do is we'll get the email and how to contact with you. And then we'll all can sit down, man, and discuss something like that. Because that's really important, man. And we definitely want to be able to reach our community the best way we can.
Always trying to promote the small business.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
I tell you what, if you go to our Facebook page, you can actually find a link to the website, and you can go on there, and then you can just email us from our website, mastergas.com, or you can send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, either way, and you can actually get in contact with us, and we'll set that meeting up so we can actually have a sit down, and we can discuss it all.
And what's the Facebook page?
Master Gas.
Mash Gas, MASHTHA Gas.
And what's your name, sir?
Well, this is Q, and then you got Miss Sunshine, and then my boy Hendrix.
Sunshine. I'm talking to you right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright, that's what's up. I'm counting down when I send that next. And I'll be sitting there later on today. And do I need to contact my entertainment attorney? She won't be able to make it happen for me because she can watch the see, but do I need to contact her? What?
Well, you know, since we're just talking information, we can deal with each other, and which is fine. And if it goes into any like logistics or anything like that, and if you need to get your entertainment attorney involved, then you know we'll have stuff set up to even speak with the attorney and making sure that we straight on both ends.
Okay.
All right, man, sound good. I look forward to hearing from you. Happy Father's Day to you, if you're a father, and let's touch bases on next week, man, and we definitely will sit down and have a conversation with you. You too, man. Thanks so much for calling. Listen, we appreciate everybody giving us a telephone call. Listen, anything that we can do to help uplift our community, that's what we want to do. We want to help uplift our community the best way we can. And let's continue on with the show. So real quick, I know we were talking about gentrification, and I know we were talking about the effects of gentrification. What are some of the positives of gentrification?
Some of the positives, I think, is that it allows us to, from a black community which has lost base a lot of the time, it allows us to see what's possible. Because you have a lot of people from other countries, and although most people think that, oh, it's mostly Hispanics coming up from, you know, from Mexico and South America, that's actually not true. Most illegal immigrants in the U.S. are actually Asian.
Yeah.
And nobody actually knows it. They just make a big deal about
That's
it.
because they quiet. They hear, they work, they go home.
Right. Because to me, it's more of the same slave master mentality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you look at it that way, from that perspective, you have, you know, when you upset white people, that's when they start lashing out.
When you mess with their money.
Right. So the Asians, they stay low key.
They got their own banks.
They got their own banks. They got their own nail salons. I mean, look at how many beauty shops, beauty supply shops.
There you go, beauty supply shops.
How many beauty supply shops are ran by black people?
Maybe two.
Look,
Maybe
that I'm
not
aware
two.
of,
Right.
0.
And
they
then,
about to open up a new Jenny's. So,
Right.
hello.
how
They just
many?
open up the- But you know what? Asian people are not scared to go to the hood, though.
Right.
Nope.
They're
But
not
they-
scared to go to the hood.
But guess what though? They make friends easy too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now check this out. How many nail salons you know that are owned by black people?
None in this city, I don't think.
So what they have done is they found a niche and they built on it. They built an empire on this niche. Same way you look at, and I hate to stereotype because you know we did the Asians with the hair salons and the nails and stuff like that. But then you look at the Hispanics with the landscaping. Not saying that they all do that. So I don't want anybody to think that's what I'm saying. However, this is an area that you can that's easily visible, that you can see. What they've done is they've taken a niche
Right.
and they built an empire on that niche. What do? We got how many entertainers do we have? How many
Wow.
ball players do we have? But then you look at these record companies and these football teams and basketball teams. How many of us are
own?
sitting in the owner's box?
There you go.
Absolutely.
None of us. You look at these colleges, and where yes, I went to a PWI. However, I'm a firm believer in supporting our HBCUs because anytime Grambling PV game comes to comes to Dallas, guess where I'm at? I'm at the Grambling PV game.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? PV have a homecoming. Hey, I do my best to make it down to PV homecoming.
Right.
I support, yes, I went to a PWI. However, I support my black colleges because honestly, without those black colleges, they paved the way for my parents. And without them,
Yeah.
there's no way I would have been able to go to a PWI.
Right.
Sorry.
Let me read this comment by Marcus Robinson. Thanks for commenting, Marcus. He says, this is why it is so important for the black community to get a will put in place
Yes.
so that our land and possessions can be passed to family members and not be in limbo by, limbo by being heir property or taken by the state. This is how other races keep things in their families, and that is absolutely correct.
And that's what I was talking about with on my mother's side, the land is tied all in. Nobody can sell the land unless everybody signs on.
Mhm.
Each one of them 12 kids has to be represented for that land to be sold. If that doesn't happen, it ain't happening.
Allison says that there is at least one black-owned beauty supply store in Grand Prairie. She says she goes to a black-owned nail salon.
Look, I need to know where that
Well,
is.
say,
Yeah,
you know,
I would love to go.
Never.
Absolutely.
Allison, hey, you know, Mo Power sister, how she always say peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and
I love
blessings.
that. I love that greeting. But that's yours. I ain't gonna take that. But yes, let us know about these businesses. That's why it's so important for us to communicate. We got social media where we can communicate with each other, and we're not. Because
Right.
honestly, I had no idea that, in Grand Prairie. But you look at Oak Cliff, look at South Dallas, look at North Dallas, look at the hoods. Where do you have these businesses? And that's where they need to be. You have to make it accessible.
If you can't have a business in your own neighborhood that you have to leave because you fear, theft or whatever, then
Let me tell you, the thing that I think about, of course, building businesses, of course, you always want to think of your business as your child per se.
that's my baby.
But also, the hood really don't bother nobody. The only time the hood will bother you is if you bother them first.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
But
that there aren't bad
now
people.
you don't think that there are people out there who are mad at your come up?
Of course. I mean, and that's what I was about to say. I'm not saying that there, you'll have your haters out there.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, it's unfortunate because instead of us being more business minded to start our own stuff, it seems as if more black people are more afraid to start it. Not because of our skin color. I think that that's a huge excuse because now, it's so much out there that we can dive into. But I don't think
Fear of failure.
Yes. What failure too.
Do you feel that failure has almost been locked into us?
I think
Like,
it's locked into us, but
Just
then a
you're gonna
lack
fail.
of
Like it's gonna happen.
right, but a lack of creativity.
Yes.
We are the most creative people to me. We have ideas. Look, let me tell you something. Timmy Chan's in Houston.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite restaurants. They ain't got no business selling red Kool-Aid. Who you think started Kool-Aid Pops?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you stick. When we was
Ice
little,
cubes.
ice cubes, and you stuck the stick in there. You know what I'm saying? You stuck the stick in there when it froze up a little bit, and Mama say put it back in there. And then when it got done, you had ice pops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is that with sometimes with our community, it's like we don't get hip or hype about something till somebody else do it.
Yeah.
When we've been doing it for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to encourage, everybody out there that has a business in your mind some kind of way, sit yourself down, write it down, find out what you need to do the research, do the work.
Yeah.
Because when you do the
Because
work,
there is work.
there is work involved. You have to do the work. If
And you know that reminds me that like to our to our friends at Brunchaholics and Prayed by Joy.
Prayed by
Like
Joy.
we love to support businesses and bring you out and get you in the spotlight and because we love it. We love to see everybody doing well. There's enough money out here for everybody to get
Right.
some.
Right.
And I'm sorry if you can figure out.
Hmm.
I know I'm not the most creative person. I get that. I make ideas better. I know my niche. However, I need to start me a business where I do consulting. And I'm working on it. I'm working on that now. However, it takes time to do the research and understand where I can fit in to make the actual business function. So I understand my niche. I understand my skill set. I'm not an original idea person. No. I can take an idea and make it better.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Consultants get paid a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
So guess what my niche is going to be?
Consulting.
Consulting.
Absolutely.
I'll be consulting with you.
Yes.
Let's go to break.
Yeah, we're gonna go to break, and I guess it's my turn. So we're gonna listen to Tupac and Digital Underground. I get around, and Sex is on My Mind. Blue Light. Ooh, I ain't heard that one. I ain't heard that one in a minute.
Look, we ain't even really talked about sex today.
Okay.
We can talk about sex.
Mo not here.
Yeah,
I
Mo.
know.
Mo not
Did
here.
anybody hear from Mo?
I hope she okay.
Mo Swag, she not
not even
on.
on.
She not even on, so that means something done went down. Let me go make a phone. Let me go call and make sure she good. Excuse me, everybody. Thank y'all so much for watching the show. Excuse me, I got my church finger up.
No, I was testing that one.
Uh-huh.
I'm testing that one with the power source. I didn't put enough big enough SD card in there though.
Okay, so that phone call, did that seem like that was for the after party and not us?
Yeah, it seemed like
Okay,
it was for the
that's
after
what I
party,
was
not us.
thinking. I don't think that was for us. I think that
But
was
I think no, he reached out to us.
he did? Okay.
Yes, and I think he's listening on the app and not on Facebook. So I
okay.
think he's listening on the app because last time he reached out, he was in another country.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha,
it was like,
gotcha,
okay,
gotcha.
cool. He was listening on the app, but our listeners, hey, we got listeners all over. We got listeners in the Philippines.
What?
Yes, the Philippines, the Netherlands. So shout out to everybody listening to us and watching us worldwide. Hey, man, we appreciate that shit, like you say. So it's amazing to see where everybody is listening. Of course, we got our home base. Our home base here, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, New Mexico, Cali. Of course, hey, we love y'all for sure. But y'all family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all family. So we good. We him. However, the other listeners around the world, it's amazing to see that we got listeners all around the world. I'm always shocked and amazed when I see somebody pop up.
What the hell?
I don't know what you doing.
Ooh.
I'm trying to stay woke.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Look, I'm tired of being woke. I'm so beat down on being woke.
What's up, Belle?
I said, what's up, Bill? Tanya McKinney. Hey, girl. What's up?
Oh yeah, Belle, happy anniversary. Him and his
I
wife
know.
just
Oh, yeah.
celebrated
Congratulations,
5-year
man.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Him and Myra. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
And happy Father's Day, man.
Happy Father's Day too. Belle is a perfect example of somebody that did not have a father growing up and is being a great father now.
There you go.
So perfect example from the hood, and this is what I like about the hood
Is
because
this sex is on my mind?
yes, Landon.
Landon, can you hear me?
You can't hear.
We trying to get our engineer's attention, y'all.
Did you cut that up, man?
Oh yeah,
Woo.
yeah. So
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you.
Alicia, little Adonis.
Adonis will be here next week. I think
Uh-oh.
next week he'll be
Next
here.
week?
Uh-oh.
Next week?
So is this our first? I don't know.
It's a second one.
Second?
Oh, yeah, the first, remember we were talking songs.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
can't remember the song or the artist that was so inspiring
Yeah.
to baby making.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Luther?
No.
Maxwell.
Maxwell,
Teddy Pendergrass,
Marvin Gaye. Look, we can name a whole bunch of different
Yeah, next Thursday. So Adonis.
baby making artists.
Ooh.
Where are they?
So is that gonna be
Where
our
are they
music
now?
topic for next week? Baby making
Baby
artists.
making
Ooh.
artists.
Ooh.
Baby making artists. We can
Baby
do
making
that.
artists.
Look,
Woo.
I actually, I had a Luther.
Ooh.
I had a Luther mixtape. Trying to think who else.
Gerald Levert. Maxwell, of course. Gerald
Nah.
Levert.
Yeah.
Actually, LSG.
Yeah.
LSG.
Donnell Jones.
Ooh,
Jones.
Donnell Jones. Ooh, where I wanna be. I know it's funny. It may sound
Look,
strange.
I got
to
hot and just woo,
me
hot flash.
in college. That was my road trip CD.
Woo.
Donnell Jones, where I want to be. I
Hot
could put that
flash.
on and I could drive anywhere.
I really think it is
You
a hot
know what?
flash.
I
though.
think we need to talk about sex after this one. We're gonna talk about sex. I don't know what we're gonna talk about sex, but I'm scared though.
Oh, well.
Actually, you know what? John B.
Yes. John
He
B.
made some baby making music for real.
You know what? I actually had this mix that was called Thug Love.
The bootleg CD.
Well, no,
Oh,
it was my
bootleg
own.
CD?
It was my own. It was my own. It wasn't a bootleg CD.
We used to make CDs and name them back in the day, didn't we?
Absolutely, because we were
I had-
So wait a minute, should we go back to the old school and make us some baby making CDs and
I'm
sell
telling
them?
you.
All right, we
I
live. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Yeah, that was I Get Around by Tupac and the Digital Underground and Sex Is On My Mind, Blue Light. And if you missed any of the behind the scenes, make sure you check out our Facebook page and YouTube channel, because there's always stuff that you don't get to hear on the After Party Radio app that
Right.
happens behind the scenes that you can understand why we come back.
We
and
truly be cutting up.
yeah, while we kind of discombobulated when we come back.
And before we move on, y'all, we just want to let everybody and remind everybody, next Saturday,
Mhm.
somebody say next Saturday,
Next Saturday.
we will be at the Texas International Hair Show.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we're gonna be at the
yes.
Texas International Hair Show. Listen.
With Cortina and them, we
With-
going down.
Listen, if you've never been to the Texas International Hair Show, you are missing a treat. It's not just about hair, everybody. It's
Yeah.
about how you take care of your hair. It's about different styles of hair, and it's also about black businesses networking.
Yes,
You
and
know.
then the other thing, you can't just leave it out, because they have skin care products,
Absolutely.
nail
Yes.
care products, and fellas, even if you have a bald head like myself, they got you covered.
Yeah,
Because I'm still on that respected roots. I'm just about out.
shout out.
So yeah, I had to order from the online, but then now I got just about enough to make me through next week, and I got to re-up at the show next week.
I'm gonna buy some body butter this time.
Oh yeah,
I
that
didn't
body
give you
butter.
Yeah,
Woo!
I want
They
some
got the body butter, the beard conditioner, and the.
Y'all don't like my body
Ooh.
I love
No,
your
I
body
love
butter.
your body butter. I love your
I
body
love your
butter.
body butter.
But I need an ample amount, and I'm not gonna put that much stress on your new and up and coming business.
Yes,
Absolutely.
okay, thank you. I
So
appreciate that.
I do like the sample.
Lord Jesus.
However, that's a lot of work and stress. So once you get your business flowing, I will
Right.
switch over to a local
Distributor?
Yes, a local
Did you?
distributor.
Now I'm not gonna ask you what the name of it is, but I'm gonna call it Miss Sunshine's Concoctions.
Mm.
That just sounds so wet and nasty.
Yeah.
Look,
Why you even red in the face?
Look.
You red in the face. Let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex.
One time we'll talk about sex because well, let me ask this question. I'm
Yes.
scared though. Okay, so y'all remember the poll question that we had? We really didn't get a chance to finish talking about it. What do you do when you run across a person whose sex is bad?
Mm-hmm.
And Hendrix, you said you should tell them
Right.
that sex is bad, whatever the case it is. I want to know from y'all, what would you do if you run across somebody that you really, really digging, you vibing, and all this kind of stuff, and when it's time to, make love or, have that kind of intimate moment, they're a good kisser, foreplay is cool, but when you get to the nitty gritty, it's like,
That
were you
pillow
nervous? Something, So, what y'all think about that? Because I'm still kind of confused. Because I don't know if I could just like really say it out of my mouth, but I would say it with my actions. Like, you know, like if we did something wasn't good, I'll like turn over like, what time is it? I'm just,
Well, you know
that's
what?
horrible. That's
There
such a
are there are
dog.
some people out there who are what I deem unteachable,
Mm.
and maybe it's because they have it in their head that there is the
They love
bomb,
this shit.
and it really ain't. And it's like, you know, and even then, you know, I've had sometimes, you know, where you may, you know, go back and revisit, and
Okay.
and it's like, you know what, what's wrong with you?
So okay, so if a
This is
person,
not how I remember this.
so if a person like let's say flopped the first time, do they get a second chance?
It depends. Are they, you know, am I really into them? Have they mentally stimulated me to the point that I want to give them a second chance? Do I think they are teachable?
And see, this is the thing that when you go back to somebody and it's not like you remembered it, it's because of that stimulation that you had initially. It's because of all the other things that were in tune and that were vibing that made the sex better.
Maybe.
No,
Or
there's
maybe
no.
you just evolved and they still stuck in
What
the
the evolution can
Or
happen.
maybe
as
you
well.
done had somebody better and yeah,
Well, that can
they
happen too. But those are all.
they ain't
Those
in
are
that spot
all.
no more.
Those are all true possibilities. We got a phone.
Yeah.
call.
Another
phone
phone call.
We appreciate y'all calling. Welcome. This is the Mash Gad Talk. Yeah, this is cute, man. How can I help? How can we help? Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I want to know something for like Facebook. I just sent a message from our Facebook page to Master Gas. I'm just trying to verify y'all got it.
Well, we're not verifying anything right now because we're on the air.
Yeah, we're on the air right now, so we'll get back to you though. Yeah.
No,
Nah,
you
you
straight,
good, man.
You
You
straight.
good. You good, brother. It's all love, man. We enjoy supporting our black businesses, and you know what? I appreciate the enthusiasm and the effort that you putting in. That's much appreciated. So yes, we will double check and we'll get back to you. Okay.
All right, I appreciate that. Some love to y'all. Thank you. No love,
We appreciate it, man. Many blessings to you. So, so what was you saying, Miss Sunshine? What you saying? Oh, here, just
Are
say
they
what was you saying?
teachable?
Well,
Teachable, yes.
I don't have any problems teaching. Teaching is fun.
But they,
But you
they
gotta
have to
be-
be willing to.
You gotta be willing to learn. You
Yeah.
gotta be willing to learn.
If you think you know it all, then yeah, we can't work together.
Because the funny part, what I've run across in my lifespan is that the older women that I've been with are the ones that are more open to learning.
Learning or
Yeah,
teaching?
No,
Learning.
learning.
Yeah, I
Learning.
Really?
Yes.
well, because again, I think a lot of the youthful generation, you know, you can't teach them; they know everything. And as you get older with maturity, you kind of know. You know
Yeah.
what?
You know what you like.
Well, you know what you like, but you're open to new things, and you realize that you know what? The minute you stop learning is the minute you die.
Right.
So so yeah, you know what? Maybe there's a new trick that I don't know, and
So
Teach
does
me.
does that apply to fetishes?
I think so.
I would think so.
So
I say don't knock it till you try it.
Well, there's some
Look,
things
I tried chitlins. I don't like them.
Mm-mm.
there are certain
I've tried them by
lines.
different
AGG.
people, and I still don't like them.
There are certain lines that I've drawn in the sand, and those certain lines will not be crossed. However, everything else is up for debate. But
Okay,
so
yeah,
you're
because
not
we
down
talked
with
about
that,
those
try it
lines before.
once.
not necessarily.
It's just I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I ain't doing certain things. There's certain things that I'm not doing, and
Okay.
ain't nothing you can talk.
And you know what? I respect.
Yeah, respect the boundaries.
Respect the boundaries.
Because the way I have a very limited boundary range. So if you respect my boundaries, everything else you can have. We can try everything else. It's up for debate. We can talk about it. It's open for it.
Communication.
Right. However, it's just a certain few things that Hendrix ain't doing. And I'm
Gotcha.
sorry.
So do you want to tell everybody what those few things are, or they need to go back and watch a couple
I
episodes?
think maybe those people need to be like.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have no problem sharing. I'm not doing any gay acts, and you ain't sticking nothing up in me. Everything.
Any gay acts? When you say
What would be that?
gay acts, are you meaning penetration?
No, I'm talking
From-
anything male on male.
Okay,
That ain't-
okay,
I'm not doing that.
okay,
That's the one
gotcha,
I'm,
okay.
that's- I'm
Got
not going there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So anything
So
with
no
two-
three
Ooh,
ways
I
with
got a
another
good
dude.
question.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
I got a
then
good
you not
question.
sticking
Ooh.
anything up in me. That's a no.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I think those are very reasonable boundaries. Everything else we can talk about.
So let me ask. I'm so glad you said that. Okay, I got excited.
Mhm.
So, question: if you had a homeboy
Mm-hmm.
that is too enthusiastic about having, and remember, ladies, two guys and the ladies is not a threesome.
That's a
it's
train.
a train.
Yes.
Two ladies and a guy is a threesome.
Yes.
Please keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
If you run across your homeboy, every time you turn around, your homeboy say, "Yeah, man, we about to go do X, Y, Z," but your homeboy's always doing something that involves another guy and a young lady. But every time you turn around, there is no switch. There is always the same dynamic. Do you think that person, your homeboy, do you think that person may be like slightly curious, or do you think that that's just what they like? Because me personally,
They may be slightly curious.
I mean, I've been in all kinds of
No,
situations, but I'm just saying.
There's a potential for them to be slightly curious. However, I do have some guy friends that I know that, and I've asked them about this because I've been in this. It's like, dude, you okay? It's one of their fetishes. So
the
they,
voyeurism.
yeah,
of
they
watching somebody
like
else?
seeing somebody else with their woman. That's what they like, and it turns them on. And then they like that. And to each his own. I'm not knocking. If that's your flavor, cool, fine. But that's actually what turns them on.
I'm with you, Bell.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Bell.
Bell, that's what I say. If the sex ain't good, you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know.
I
Yeah.
mean, but how do you say that? I mean,
Well, no,
yes.
it's not what you say. It's how you say it. Because you can sit up there and you can be like, "Look here, chick. This ain't gonna work. You a pillow princess, and this ain't gonna work for me." You could say that. You could. However, you have to keep in mind, if you have gotten to the point, at least with me, if I've gotten to the point where I've gotten to know you and we're interacting, which means if we're having sex, that means you've stimulated me mentally and emotionally. So there's more to it than just sex. So
Right.
then there's a conversation, there's an avenue that we can have, and I know exactly how to communicate that to you to where you understand where I'm coming from and you're not gonna feel offended.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I'm glad you said
Well,
that.
maybe turn it around to.
Okay.
I don't like it this way. Maybe try it this way.
Or you can
Okay.
say, "Hey, let's try some experiments."
Hey there.
Hey.
Come on in. Come speak to us. Come on, hurry up. Come on, yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
we gonna make room for
We're gonna make
Yeah.
room for you.
Hey,
Hello,
you.
hello.
Sit down. Sit on down. Sit on down. Jump on here and sit. How you doing?
Yes, yes. So we got an impromptu guest here.
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
asking
she
guys.
didn't even know it. She
Yeah.
didn't even know it.
Hey.
I didn't even know. Okay.
And you tell everybody who you are and and you plug your show real quick.
Hello, I'm Stephanie DeGrafton Reed. Behind closed doors, that's me. I come on from 12 to 1. How y'all be doing? And don't forget the double life of a minister's wife.
Damn.
What?
Damn. It's so good to see you. Man, this is a parade though, right?
I know, right? I've been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot of things. I got some things going.
Mhm.
I stepped up in management.
Okay.
High five.
Hey,
Yeah.
about to get married.
Oh.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yeah.
Listen, we're talking about sex right now.
Ooh.
That's
topic.
your topic.
Yeah.
So I have a homeboy, y'all. Listen, I got a homeboy, no joke, and he was the issue was that it wasn't the sex per se that was bad, but his fetishes got out of control.
Mm.
So let me give you an example. I'm not gonna spill your business too much. Let's just say that he liked to be tied up. He's more into bondage,
Mhm.
more into that kind of stuff. Now, me, I'm about 30 degrees of gray. Don't take me to the 50. You give me 30 degrees because you're not sticking me with no needles, and you're not. Now, and I don't get into being dominated. I'm not like that. I like if I'm
So
gonna get
you're
into
not
something.
a sub.
I'm not a sub at all. If I'm gonna get with you or something like that, I'm gonna put you in some cuffs and stuff. That's just me personally. I'm not gonna tell too much, but I'm just saying I like a little freaky stuff every now and then. But to his credit, he was like 51 degrees. I mean 51 degrees of shade.
Shades,
You know?
Shades of
shades of gray.
He was really you know like into it, and so his girlfriend was like, well, why are you like this? You know, what is the problem? Why do you want to, you know, do this, and why do you want to do that? And I was like, well, you have to make it enjoyable for her too.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you're going to be the type of person that, for example, you like to get tied up or whatever the case is, maybe you have to make it sexy for her, you know? Maybe you have to make it, you know, make it enjoyable for her to actually do the thing to you. And one thing that I do, I don't know about y'all, but I love nasty talk. If you can talk nasty to me, ain't no telling what you gonna get, you know. And so you got to be able to stimulate me, you know, to that point. What you think about, you know, stuff like that, like dominatrix and, you know, now nobody fluids, and nobody.
We are no golden shower
showers.
area.
We're not doing all that.
This is a no golden shower
We don't do that. I don't even care if you peeing in the shower. We're not doing that. We're not doing. We off the cuff today, so we have no show on literally.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you think about that?
I like the kinky stuff.
Ooh.
I mean, you know, I mean, it's to a certain extreme because his pain level is different from her pain level.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm not down with the pain unless, you know, it's beneficial.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I like a little challenge every now and then. I like a little twist, you know, make it exciting. I tie him up on payday. I'm just saying.
Everybody getting tied up on payday.
Yeah, I tie him up on payday. And, you know, I'm going to do what I got to do. You know,
Yeah.
lay it down.
I
Miss Sunshine, what about you? You are ready to
Look.
play. Them cheeks is red. What's going on?
you know, it's all about growth,
Yes.
exploration.
Yes.
You know, don't knock it till you try it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I like
And
that.
I'm like,
Right.
you know what? If we start trying and I don't like it, stop.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't. No,
Yeah.
nope,
Right.
don't like that.
Mhm.
Don't like that.
Right.
So you know, it's to each their own.
But-
But yeah, I like some stuff that you know some people might you know go what the hell.
But this is where, to me, you have to have that bond beyond just the physical.
And it's also about trust. You have to be
Trust,
able to
yeah,
trust
absolutely.
your partner. There's trust, communication, and yeah.
So-
you know, some things, you know, if you really trust somebody, you know what? Hey, yeah, tie me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tie me
But
up.
you
tie
know
me
what?
down.
And here's the thing. You have to.
Oh, Lord.
You have to know your this. Oh, she got hot over here. This is
Wait a minute, this fan is not a living solution right now.
this is where you have to know your limitations, and when something comes up, you have to go and do research for both partners
You
to
know
be
what?
comfortable.
That is the other thing. Research and
You
don't.
have
And this
to
is
research.
this is a. I honestly I believe when it comes to sex and fetishes and exploration, you can't go in half-ass. I don't care how big your ass is.
Yeah, I'm so with that. I'm
Because
so with that.
when you go in half-ass, you don't really understand, especially when it comes to, and I love that Courtney brought this up, when you start exploring with BDSM, you know,
Mhm.
you can't just say, okay, I've watched 50 Shades of Grey, I know all about it. You know nothing.
Right,
If you have
right.
watched 50 Shades of Grey, you know
Nothing.
nothing. That is a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it really has nothing to entail with true BDSM. So you really need to do your research. You really need to understand the difference between a sub, a dom, your personal position. You could be a switch. So you know you don't. So you.
Ooh, it's, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but you know what? And it's not about you know just beating somebody up or whatnot. Even though there are people out here who have they don't actually like sexual penetration. They like to be stomped or they like to be trampled, and there is a difference between being stomped and trampled. There's so many different things.
This is why I say research.
Research is
You
so
gotta
important.
you gotta do your research on what you're doing.
Communication is key.
And has pineapples.
Pineapples?
Gotta have your safe words. Got to have your safe words.
Pineapples is a safe word.
No, that's Kevin Hart's safe word. I'm just saying.
Okay, so what about some people who have not only the fetishes and stuff, but they have also the fetish like the foot fetish, and now listen,
Look.
I don't have ugly toes or nothing like that,
Yes.
but that shit tickle. I'm just,
You ought to see me
Well,
trying to
man,
get
that's tickle.
You ought
I
to-
can't deal with that.
Tickling.
You ought to-
Tickling
you
is
ought
a
to see me
fetish.
trying to get a
Tickling
pedicure.
is a fetish.
I can't even get a pedicure right
No, I'll
because
be
my
crying.
feet too ticklish.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I cry when I get a
love-
picture. I cry. I can't
Look,
take
I'd
it.
be up in there just, oh my God, look.
But
Damn near having an orgasm sometimes. Getting
But
pedicure.
again, this is where it comes to you and your partner understanding and exploring your bodies
Mhm.
and a communication, because that piece is important. You have to be able. Communication is the key. So even if the sex is bad and you want to go exploring stuff, you got to bring it up in a way that is mutually
Non-threatening.
non-threatening and
Mhm.
that is that you both can feel comfortable talking about it. Because I'm sorry, if you're down to have sex with each other, you should be able to be
Talk
open.
about anything.
Yeah, you should be able to talk about sex and everything you want to do and try and all that stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Master Gas Sexual Explorations.
Yes.
Featuring the MTG,
Look.
the MTG crew and Miss Hall.
I had mentioned it before. I watched. I've been watching Dr. Ruth since before I was old enough to watch Dr. Ruth.
She was nasty.
Oh my!
That's
But
a
you know
nasty
what?
lady.
She was real.
She was
And
honest.
she is 90, 91 years old, and she is still writing books.
She's
she
still
is
kicking?
still in the circuit. Yes.
Wow.
Look, she got a documentary on Hulu. Pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that she is for real with it. And
Wow.
and that's why I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's where I need to go. I need to go into the sex therapist counseling guru industry, because I think sex, talking about it is important. We need to
Right.
release and remove the taboo of sex
Yeah.
and the shame from it, because I do think that, especially if you're a surviving victim of child abuse, rape, whatnot, there's a lot of things to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And again, we cannot go past enough. Communication
You know, you said
is so
something.
huge.
You know, with there are some people, that go through child abuse and, rape situations in their lives with, as they start to heal from those situations, they find out that their bodies were turned on to something that probably, I would say, that's not, that they were not probably meant for at the time.
Right.
And so when you start to go through those, like, you know what, I like to be big here, not there. You start to learn, and I'm thank you for bringing it up. I don't think that we should sex shame anybody.
Mm-mm.
I think sex is a beautiful
Except for
thing.
pedophiles, y'all got issues.
You
Look, I'm sorry, I can't. If I'm all for consenting adults.
Mm-hmm.
When you start involving children and animals, we got problems.
I have a problem with them trying to make pedophilia sexuality
Nope.
by
Nope.
law.
Mm-mm.
I have a problem with that. I'm sorry. I got a problem with that. Listen, if you like to go and look at little girls and little boys and stuff like that, they are not of age to consent to sexual contact in whatsoever way. I think that you need to go to the nearest therapist, find something to do, because to me, I just don't, I have a problem with that, y'all. I'm sorry. I just got an issue.
And that's, I feel the same way about, we brought up that, but then you got to look at the other aspect of it too, which is rape. Like, you shouldn't, like, you should be able to control. Consensual. And now, granted, some people have the
Rape
fantasies, and that's cool if you plan it out with your partner.
Again, it's communication.
That's communication. That's cool. That works. That's y'all doing y'all thing. Again, that's consent. But you raping somebody, and it's just that most people think that rape only occurs when a man aggressively takes a woman. But rape also occurs when, number one, man on man, woman on woman, woman on man. So there's a whole spectrum of it that we need to make sure we pay attention to as well.
Let me read this comment. Bill says, there's no limitation between the two of you. the two of you. Honesty and loyalty between two allows both of you to explore far and beyond. That nut goes beyond just a nut when it's fulfilled between the two of you. The pleasure to see him or her climax.
Mhm.
Yes, that
That's
to me,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
the best. Like, I don't know how many dudes can say this, but I can honestly say I can actually be satisfied if my woman gets off. I'm happy. That makes me. I have a 3-to-1 rule.
3-1.
3-to-1.
3-1.
So, fellas, if you don't know this rule, adopt it, learn it, get on it. Make your woman climax 3 times before you get one. Watch what you get.
Yeah.
Hit that bell.
Watch. And that's free game, fellas.
yes.
Get you a 3-to-1 ratio.
3 to
And
1.
3-to-1. Make her climax 3 times before you get one. Fellas, trust me. Now you can't, again, fellas, you can't go do that with everybody.
That's
You
right.
can't do that with
That's
everybody.
right.
It's
That's
gotta
right.
be your woman.
That's
right.
Yeah, there are certain rules to this. There's responsibilities that come along with the knowledge.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
you can't just do this with every woman because you're gonna have people going crazy, busting out your windows, slashing your tires. You don't need that in your life.
Right.
So
the
you,
windows out your car.
yeah, you don't need none of that going on. So fellas, if you adhere to the 3-to-1 ratio, your woman will always be down.
I have
concur.
to. I have to agree with that.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
just
concur.
tongue-tied at this moment.
But see, and you know, and that's where again you talk about givers. There's givers and
Yeah.
there's receivers.
See?
And you know, it's hard when you have 2 givers in the same relationship,
Yeah.
That is
and
just
it's
a
hard
mess.
if you
But
have 2 receivers in the relationship.
If having 2 givers in a relationship, the sex is amazing. However, you do have to clear your calendar.
Yeah.
You have to,
Literally.
yeah, you have to clear your calendar because it's not like, you know, you can maybe like get together on Friday night. Hey, we're gonna get together Friday night. We're gonna do it, which means that you're probably not gonna do anything till Saturday afternoon.
Nothing.
So, and even then, you probably ain't gonna be doing much but lounging around the house, and that's cool. But when you have 2 givers in a relationship, you have to clear your schedule for intercourse because it's extended.
both have to be satisfied.
And I like my imagination played with.
Right.
I do. I mean, you know, now I could get into the role play stuff. Like I have done the firefighter thing before, and none of your business where I got the costume from either.
Firefighter costumes are not hard to come by.
I've done
Wait,
the firefighter thing
hold up,
before.
I think I said too much.
I've done the firefighter thing. But I like you know scenes like that. But listen, but also with that kind of scene as well, I also love scenes where all the time we're just not being all lovey-dovey. I like to get in there and you and I done talk so much shit on the email, the text message, everything else, and you get to your place where you got going, and then you just say, bring your ass. You know, and, you know, I like that. You know, I like my imagination to be played with. You know, take me somewhere. In my mind, you know, it's still, we know that you're the same person, you're the same man, you're the same woman, but it's the idea of like, when I get to that house, I'm gonna knock your ass around like you ain't never been knocked around before. Do you concur?
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all, we off the cuff today.
Off the cuff.
I love that. My fiance is actually 10 years older than, younger than me. So,
Okay.
I noticed that I have you know, when you're with a younger guy and an older guy, because I've had them older than me, but the younger guy brings more out of you, and you go longer. So from you not going longer with the older guys, certain older guys, and then you give it a younger guy, and you go and then like 2, 3 in the morning, like, you know, it's the
He over here. Don't be telling all my business. Don't be telling all my business.
He hurt. His ears was burning. But no, But you know what? That's why I specifically said just moments ago before you walked in that to me, when you're with an older woman, they're more apt to learning because it's
and
like
exploring.
right
Yes.
because it's like when you're a younger guy with an older woman, it's like you hit a switch in them that you know maybe an older guy or guy the same age as them maybe just didn't hit, and it could be like it's not necessarily the sexual energy, but it could just be your personality, your energy as a person that kind of sparks something different in them and kind of turns them on a little bit more or makes them more sexually energized. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Let's go to break, and if you guys are watching us on Facebook, make sure you continue to watch us because we're going to continue talking about this. Listen, real quick, we're going to listen to one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite artists, Broke Burn by Janet Jackson, and Put That Woman First by Jaheim, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
Yeah, Jaheim had a problem. He put thoughts first and not a woman.
Right.
That's why he looking like he did. Jaheim, brother, if you're listening, you gotta learn the difference between a woman and a thought. Okay, you can put a woman first all day long, but if you was actually putting a woman first, you wouldn't be looking like you look right now.
That's when I kind of first started figuring out that I like to be tied up.
Right.
Because let me tell you,
I tell you, Janet will teach you. You a freak.
I went to the Janet Jackson Railroad tour in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I actually was in the Woodlands.
Yeah.
Went out there, and on stage she was bringing the velvet ropes out, and I was like, that is so sexy.
Right.
And so I didn't go buy any velvet rope. I just decided one day, and let me tell y'all something. It's okay to kind of see what you into by yourself. It's okay to, you know. And so I said, you know what? Let me see this. And I didn't like the rope, but then I bought some handcuffs, and it was different. I was like, oh my God.
Well, there are safety handcuffs.
There are safety handcuffs.
So
For those who
that
are a
wanna
little
explore,
untrusting,
yeah,
or maybe you're afraid they're gonna lose that key.
yeah.
Call me.
So
I'm
Bill
17.
said older guys gotta.
I'm in law enforcement.
No.
I got like 3 or 4 handcuffs. I'm in law enforcement. I do bodyguards, so I have handcuffs. Kids.
But no, they have safety handcuffs where you can actually get out of them yourself. So you can get the same experience, but you can get out of them yourself. And Bell said, older guys, you got to work out. No one position and done.
Right.
You got to be physically fit for the
Yeah.
workout.
Yeah.
Position switch. Yes, Bell. Yes.
That's something, and you know, it comes with growth. Because, you know, you remember, like, if you just go back in your life when you first started having sex to where you are now, how much have you grown?
Quite a bit.
How much have you grown?
No comment.
I'm like, I'm not even the same woman. And then I know you were shocked to hear when I admitted that I had never been with a woman.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people probably, but I was like, you know, this is just one area of my life because I guess I have never had a really good relationship with women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't have a good relationship with my mother, so I don't have a good relationship with women in general. And then the ones that I do have, I'm like, I wouldn't want to ruin those because, you know, again, what if I don't like it? Maybe I'm not into that. Maybe, and
you know
then
what?
I'm be looking at you sideways every time we hook up.
And you know
every
what
time we
this
get
is,
together.
and this is where, to me, you know, having friends that are gay as well as bisexual, and understanding the communication role, and that's a lot of fear for people that have not they're curious, but they haven't crossed that line. It's like they don't want to ruin a friendship. Which, if you have a good friendship, you can say, hey, we're going to try this once. And then if you don't like it, you know, you can still be friends after and just like, okay, that's just a, you know, perfect example. So me and my boys, you know, a lot of my boys like to play basketball. I'm not the best basketball player. I will try. And if they need one extra body, okay, I jump in. But more than likely, they hooping, I ain't gonna be hooping. I'm gonna sit on the sideline and watch. But they understand that about me. And so you have to have friends that are like, okay, that's not where you at, and I'm gonna respect your boundaries. You respect other people's boundaries.
Okay, but let me ask this question though. Speaking about boundaries though, see, well, you know, Aquarius Pisces sitting at the table. What's your sign?
Cancer.
So
What?
Now
See,
coming up.
cancers are lovers.
Yes.
They're lovers.
Yes.
You know, and Aquarius, Pisces, we water signs. We kind of
We-
adapt to the
We
temperature
go with
of
the
the water.
flow,
Yeah.
You know,
right?
and so the thing is, I like being spontaneous.
Yeah.
Catch me off guard.
Spontaneity.
That to me, because I agree with what Hendrix is saying, but I also think that if you catch me off guard one good time, ain't no telling what you gonna get from me, And I've been caught off guard a couple of times, but it was just one time I was at band camp. This one time, I didn't think that it was gonna happen, and so I got caught off guard, and I wanted to just walk in there in the dark and just see what's going on, and wanted to play hide go get in the dark. That's the idea.
Look.
Hide go get in the dark.
I'm gonna just say
So
this.
is that a game we
So
play in the news?
my engineer
Yes,
109
you can.
TA.
I think you would have to play
From
that one in the
A&M?
news.
Yeah,
And we used to play
she
hide
turned
go.
me out.
Who? What? I'm sorry.
My engineering 109
Oh.
TA
Oh.
from A&M.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like 10 years older than me.
Some women, 10 years older.
But see, I told you, I slept with a couple of my professors to get A's at Prairie View. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I ain't
it was
calling
a
no
10.
names. I ain't calling no names, but I did, and
Yeah.
it was, kind of. Oh, we back. We are live.
Big live, y'all.
Listen, everybody.
Look, Bo ain't here. We
We
are
acting
cut up.
Oh goodness.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening to the Magic Gas Talk Radio Show. Listen, we got about 10 minutes left. Again, we appreciate all of your comments. We appreciate all of your follows. We appreciate all of your shares. Listen, before we move on with the show and give our encouraging words, we want to definitely encourage you guys again to attend the Texas International Hair Show and join the MTG crew June 23rd and June 24th.
22nd through the 24th.
Yeah.
Well, the 22nd is the party.
It's the kickoff.
Yeah.
It's a kickoff party. I'm sorry, guys. It's a kickoff party, and then the 23rd and the 24th, it's going to be the hair show. They have hair battles. They have hair education, and Master Gas will be there covering as much of it as we possibly can.
Yes.
So make sure that you get your tickets at www.texashairshows.com, and also make sure that you go to www.mastergas.com also to get that information. Listen, the After Party Radio presents Game Night,
Yes.
July the 12th, 5
Yes.
to 9 p.m. right here in the at the Pacific Deck, 1910 Pacific Avenue on the first floor. That is this building right here.
And what kind of games we gonna be playing?
We're going to be playing, first off, featuring the game Black Card Revolt.
If you have not played Black Card Revolt, I feel sorry for you because actually you should probably have your Black Card Revolt.
Probably
I probably, once we play, my Black Card probably going to be revoked like 12 times.
Yeah.
Listen, we also Connect 4, Jenga, Dominoes, and my favorite, Spades.
Mm-hmm.
That is my favorite game, and yes, I will crack your head like walnuts in Spades.
What's up, Tate, from the Bad Squad? He gave us a shout
What's
out.
going on, Tate, man? Thank you so much from the Bad Squad. The Bad Squad is found on the, oh my God,
Fishbowl Network.
Fishbowl Network. God,
Yeah.
dog, I can't never remember Fishbowl. Fishbowl Network, make sure that you actually check them out. Very great show. Again, Tate and our girl Allison is on the Bad Squad, and they are bad.
Yes.
Like the Bad Squad. Listen, also, they're going to have happy hour foods there. They're going to have drink specials, giveaways, and also with the Pacific Deck, you can order your food with an app. All you have to do is set your app up on your phone, whatever the case is. You set up everything as far as where you're sitting and all that good stuff, and they will bring your food to you. So make sure you check us out July the 12th. Also, the month of July, we will be on summer break.
Yes.
Summer break.
Y'all ready to go on summer break?
Yes.
Yes.
So we got the hair show next Saturday, and then we got one more show before we go to summer break.
Yes.
So MTG, we'll be taking a summer break in July. We will be back in August, and we'll be back with some great shows.
We're going to do our anniversary. 2
And our
years.
anniversary is coming up in 2 years. I mean, obviously, coming up in 2
2
years.
years. 2-year anniversary.
But you know what today is, though?
What is today?
I just want to say happy anniversary to Miss Sunshine. She made a year today with Magic Gas. Happy anniversary, Miss Sunshine.
Well,
We love you,
that's
girl.
actually when she became official.
That's
Right.
what
Because she
Yeah.
actually did her first show in March.
She did.
first show was in March last year, but she became an official member.
An official member.
Yes.
An official member of this crazy crew.
Yes.
Well,
This
this
year.
let's see, we got 8 minutes, y'all. This is a part of the show where we give our weekly encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And since you are our guest today, Miss Hall, we're gonna start with you. Anything you want to do to give some great encouragement for our listeners? Hey, After Party Radio, and what YouTube still going? We got YouTube still going?
Yeah, we
Okay.
good. We good.
All right. So we got YouTube and all our media outlets. Let's get some encouraging words. What you got?
Don't give up on yourself. Most of all, don't give up on God. Don't give up on your inner self, because the outer self, people look at you. Don't judge a book by the cover, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Because after you go through something, you give up. We cut ourselves short, but whatever God gives you, He doesn't give it to you to fail. He gives it to you because He knows you're going to succeed. But the only thing is us that cuts it off. Do not give up on yourself. Most of all, don't give up in God. Love you.
I like that.
Right
Do
there.
not give up on yourself and do not give up on God.
Right.
Miss Sunshine, what you got?
Look, I'm just gonna pull this right out of the hat.
Oh, go ahead.
Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do.
Love it.
Hey.
Right there.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
What you got?
Your journey is your journey. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Do not compare,
Yes.
because you
Let
can
the church
have
say amen.
Amen.
you can have
Amen.
you can have a lemon tree and a pear tree
Yes.
and an apple tree
Yes.
right together.
Yes.
They're gonna grow differently,
Right.
but at the end of the day, they're all gonna bear the fruit that they're supposed to bear.
Yes.
Right?
So you
I like
cannot look at anybody's journey except your own.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Right.
Love it. I love that, bro.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, since they talk about me for being the most long-winded, before I go into it again, make sure you guys follow us on all of our social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, and
Twitter.
God damn it, why I can't never get Twitter.
I don't know.
And Twitter. Also, make sure that you visit our website, www.mashthegas.com, for our upcoming events. And also, we got some pictures on there that we want you to take a look at. Send us an email. Let us know if you have any conversations that you want us to have. Email us that. And also, make sure that you just touch base with us anyway, because we're going to make sure that the website is constantly updated for you guys. And we're going to definitely get some more information on how you can sponsor Mash the Gas and all this good stuff. We're going to be adding our PayPal link. Listen, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 will take us a long way. And so we sure appreciate all that. And then also, and for my encouraging words, I am going to say to everybody, never ever let anybody steal your shine.
That's what I'm about.
Your shine belongs to you.
Yes.
If your light may not be as bright as someone else's, remember that you still have a light.
Mhm.
And that lights do get brighter. But in order for your light to be bright, plug yourself into a great power source of positivity.
I
Amen.
like that.
Amen.
That's deep.
You have to do that, you
Yeah.
know, because there are so many people around that are succubus of energy.
Yes.
They want to suck
Yes.
everything out of you.
Yes.
So let nobody steal your shine. Let nobody steal your light. Plug yourself into positive people. Surround yourself with positive energy, and do something different for yourself. Try a new restaurant. Try a new. We got a whole lot of parks in Dallas. We have so much going on. Do something different. Expand your mind, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a firm believer in alone time.
Absolutely.
Have lunch or dinner by yourself.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Sit in the park by yourself. Off your cell phone. Actually look around you and see things. Life is beautiful.
Yes, it
If
is.
we stop and just enjoy it.
Yes.
Absolutely. I also want, just to add to that, I also want to say to everybody that's in Dallas right now that was affected by the storms that we had on last week. We are praying for you guys,
Yes.
man. I was looking, we were driving right there, Baylor Hospital, one of the cranes, fell into that parking garage, and
Right.
it just brought some things up, when we saw the newscast last week.
29-year-old.
29.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And just graduated.
In fact, Bo, she was in Bo's fitness class.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
My personal trainer, Bo, shout out to Bo. You know, she didn't know what to kind of do with that situation. One minute you got a person in your training class, the next minute there's an empty space.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, let's say, you know, prayers for that family. And let's see, we got 3 minutes left. Y'all want to add anything to the encouraging words real quick, or we do?
Make those wheels out, because again, nobody's promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
What
Look,
y'all want?
write it on a piece of paper, take it to the bank, get the mess notarized at the very least.
What y'all want to ask the A-Pop?
Oh,
Is Mo full of shit for missing the shot?
I don't know, right?
Where is Mo?
Where in the world
I
is
don't know where
Mo?
Mo is. I called her, she didn't answer.
Oh Lord.
Okay, let me see. Hopefully she's okay. Usually
I
something
know,
like
right?
that happens, is something going on.
Yeah.
It says concentrate and ask again. I don't have time. I don't have time for that. Every time I ask you something about Mo, you always give me just about the opposite answer. And I'm about sick of you.
Well, you know what, and kind of adding on to that, because I did have a health scare this week.
Mhm.
Thought I was dying, and yeah. So yeah,
What kind
nobody's
of booze
promised.
were you drinking?
I wasn't. I was working. And
Oh, you talking about you? I thought you were talking about when you was at the house. No, you was at work.
No,
Okay.
I was at work.
You know, you have to help me
But
because
look, you missed that one because of phone issues. But yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah, and then again, my significant other, he was at the ER yesterday. So you know, we gotta
Yeah.
take care of ourselves, do better as a people. Get checked out, get your annual. If you feel like there's something wrong, take care of it. Don't let it.
Don't ignore it.
Don't ignore it.
yeah, don't be afraid to get to the doctor. The
And
doctors are there
look, how
for
we
us.
gonna have a show-ending song that she requested and she ain't
And she
here?
not even here.
We gotta listen to the crackhead again.
Something in common.
By
Bobby
Whitney
and Whitney.
Houston and
All right,
Bobby.
y'all.
We're gonna catch y'all later on next week. Well, actually, week after next.
Yeah.
Remember, on next week we'll be at the Texas International Hair Show at the Mesquite Convention Center. We'll probably get there about 10-ish, something like that. You guys come on out and check us out. You know, we're gonna be more walking around, moving around, and also make sure that you tune in to us on the 29th of June for our last show of the summer. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. From myself, the MTG crew, and Miss Hall. We appreciate that shit, and we'll see you later.
All right,
Peace.
Oh,
Thank you for
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you came.
thank you. I'm back now.
Yeah.
You know, I had to get myself together.
We
Get
hope
my
you
mind.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
enjoyed it.
always enjoy y'all. I be speaking to people.
Yeah.
I be watching. I be watching.
Let us get out your
Hey
way.
everybody.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna
Wrap it
see
up,
y'all in a
wrap
little
it
bit. Make sure you guys check out Watch Party tonight. I'm not sure what. You know what? We're gonna do a watch party Sunday night because tonight I got a couple of things I need to do.
Well, we can do it tonight.
We can do it tonight. Okay.
I can